We're in Eugene on the campus of the University of Oregon inside the Matthew Knight Arena. It seats over 12,000 people. It was built at a cost of $227 million, a beautiful facility. So glad you're with us. I'm Ken Ackerman. This is Comcast Newsmakers. Well, thanks to one incredible woman's efforts, more than 10 million pounds of toxic materials has been kept out of our state's landfill. Please welcome Lorraine Kerwood. She is the founder and executive director of NextStep Recycling. So glad you're with us.
Thank you. Nice to be here, Ken.
You know, before I get into what you do and what you've founded, I want to know your past, because you come from a family of 11 children. It hasn't been an easy childhood, has it?
No, we struggled quite a bit, our family, but where I struggled the most was actually in the public school system. I didn't really feel like I had any intelligence, and so I really didn't know how to interact with the whole going to school thing.
What made you feel that way?
I found being around kids pretty scary. It was difficult for me to figure out how to maneuver within social settings.
At the time, did you know that you were on the autism spectrum?
No, I actually didn't learn about that diagnosis until I was in my late 20s. But prior to that, I had other labels that weren't really accurate or helpful, like mentally retarded, combative, or other things that weren't really describing what was going on for me.
Now, how does that relate to what you do today?
Well, you know, in my life, I learned, I had a very good work ethic. My mother raised us to know how to work, and I was very good at working. I loved my working class jobs. I loved doing labor work, but in my late 20s, I was in a couple of car accidents, and I could no longer do physical labor. And I had to go back to school, quote unquote, to learn how to do another task. And for me, going to school was a huge barrier, but more than that, when I learned that to actually be successful in school, you had to have access to technology and know how to use a computer. That was like, okay, that's what smart people use. I can't do it. But I got enough support to try to learn how to use the computer. And once I understood that computers are actually quite friendly to folks on the autism spectrum and to persons with disabilities, the world kind of opened up for me.
So tell me about NextStep, 1999, what NextStep does.
Well, out of my obsession about technology and fixing it and giving it away, we've built a nonprofit that now provides job and social skills training to all community members, but particularly those that are unemployed, underemployed, or who have never been employed. To date, I think we've offered job training to 8,500 people. And then we take that technology that comes to us through the donation stream and use it as a teaching tool.
So people donate electronics, clocks,
radios, DVD players, cell phones, computers.
And you refurbish and then disperse out. How do you know who to give them to, or who needs the most?
We work with nonprofits locally that provide services to persons with disabilities or who have other barriers to employment. We also, anyone who comes to our facility for job training, part of the educational opportunity is you get a computer to take home with you. We also place computers nationally and internationally, so we don't keep the resources just within our community. We try to share. To date, I think we've placed computer labs in over 20 different international communities. But most of the material stays local, and we encourage all businesses to donate to us to keep that resource local. And then we could have someone training who's 14 years old, all the way up to our oldest who's 95.
Okay, nextsteprecycling.org is the website. Go there, learn how to donate, learn how to maybe get an electronics that you may need for your class or family. Thank you, Lorraine.
You're welcome.
Thank you for joining us on Comcast Newsmakers. Make it a great day.